Hi, John.
Hey, Alex.
Do you know what I hate?
What do you hate?
Zero sanguinus.
What?
Zero sanguinus.
What is that? Who is that?
Or maybe just straight sanguinus? Well, it's my least favorite kind of exudate. Exudate is a liquid solution that comes out of wounds.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Sounds like the name of the movie.
Man, there is some guy in a plague doctor mask really
Yep.
yucking that up.
That is for upwards of one person listening.
I don't think so.
Probably not. We watched the movie Exit 8.
Like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where the sun has never shone.
You know too many words. That's the problem. You got to stop having words.
Yeah.
You got to just say dumb stuff.
Well, here's the thing. I like when you use smart things to be as stupid as possible.
That's fair.
I find that funny.
Yes.
Like, I find the fact that I just looked up, what the fuck, serosanguinus, to make a joke for no one on a podcast about a movie no one saw. I
Excellent.
love that shit.
Yes.
So you played this, so Exit based on a video game. You said
Based
you
on a
played this
video
one, or you're
game.
familiar with it?
I played the video game. Yes.
How do you feel this is a adaptation of the game?
Well, the game is odd. It's what they call a walking simulator, where you don't really do anything other than walk. And the gimmick of the game, which is also the gimmick of the movie, is that you are trapped in this endless loop of a subway tunnel, basically, or like a subway passageway. And you're trying to find exit number 8. Each time you go down a hallway, there's the same hallway every time, and you're supposed to identify if there's anomalies there, if something's off. That can range from, like, there is a figure in the wall, in the distant wall, like outlined there, that looks like he's trapped inside the wall, or a sign is misspelled.
Yeah.
And then the idea is that you're paying attention to what's going on. And if you see that, you're supposed to turn around and go back the other way. If not, keep going and you're fine.
Or you see a puppet played by David Thewlis.
Or you see a who?
A puppet played by David Thewlis. Oh, that's Anomalisa. So sorry.
Oh, he would fit very well in that, because a lot of the anomalies are just off-putting and eerie. Like, there's no, I don't know if you can die in the game, but it feels like you could.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to lead with that is I was not expecting, in watching this, because I knew the basic premise of it's kind of the back rooms, which is a movie that's out right now, like that kind of vibe.
Mhm.
If I had watched this without being a video game, like without knowing it's a video game, I'd be like, oh, this is like a philosophy. Like, this is somebody that like was a philosophy major. Like, they're describing the Buddhist concept of like samsara. Like, there's
Right,
literally,
yeah.
they're stuck in this like this repeating thing until you like get rid of like whatever the guilts that holding you back, the desires and whatever that, like, oh, this is almost like Ponzi. You shouldn't say Ponzi, but I'm American, so don't worry. Philosophy PhD stuff, but no, it's a video game about guys walking around in a subway.
Yeah, I think that's a credit to this movie that it elevates that into something else. We'll get into it, but we do a lot of spoiler stuff on this podcast. Absolutely watch this movie before listening to this, because we're just giving away a whole bunch of mysteries. So go ahead and watch the movie ahead
and
of time.
I'm sorry to spoil
I always do, but it's weird to do it without, if you want to listen to this, fine, that's your business, but
there's certain movies that like it carries, it's harder, it's a harder hit when you don't know what happens in it. And I do want to apologize for the spoil that Exudate is like a exosanguinous or whatever the fuck I said. Sorry.
I enjoyed it. It kind of, I kind of lost interest at a certain point, but
I had a moment where it lost me, but it got me back.
Mm-hmm. And
I
don't want to say like,
I'm just like, I'm a little.
I don't want to say like lost it, or it's like I no longer cared, but it didn't have the propulsion, just wasn't there. I was just kind of like, all right.
And we'll get to it because we should try to like go a little bit in order, just because it's one of those movies that as things get revealed, it kind of changes the flavor of the film. But there's one of the kind of reveals that it didn't lose me. I love it for the overall arc of the film, but I got to that and I'm thinking, oh, okay, now hurry up. I got it. Like, okay, I got what the rest of this movie's going to be. Like, let's go. And they didn't let's go.
We're probably talking about similar things.
Yes.
The same thing, rather.
So yeah, it's a Japanese film. And boy, how do you even, basically he's on a subway. our
Right.
lead character.
So
And-
before you start, like, I
Please,
should,
no,
should
you.
probably mention in the game, you're not a person. You're just there's no character you are or anything like that. It's just you. So
Oh, really?
already, yeah, it's not like you're a guy and this stuff has happened to you. It's
Ah.
just, hey, you're on the subway. Leave that. That's it.
That's interesting because
No story.
they shift between first person camera and third person camera in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was like, because I just assumed that was, that's a direct reference to, you have to show the character, the famous, like I thought he was Norman Reedus. You know?
Right. Yeah. No, it's just first person the whole way through. And
Do you get to watch yourself piss at any point?
no,
That's the only walking sims I like.
At least maybe, I don't know that I found all the anomalies. Maybe there's one hallway where you're like, the anomaly is that I'm just constantly pissing.
Yeah. Cause I heard the baby crying at one point. I'm like, it must be in that, like that amber colored thing that Norman Reedus has strapped to himself.
Yes. Did you say Normus Reedus?
Yeah. As I was saying that,
But I like it. I like the ancient Rome Norman
Yeah.
Reedus. He seems classier.
I got to the Nor in Norman, and I had this massive case of doubt that that's not his first name, and my brain just frizzed because, like, I've definitely just said that name once or twice. I'm like 40% sure that's not that man's first name, and it is.
Yeah.
But it's just in my head, I realized that he doesn't look like a Norman.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, because he's not
He
he doesn't have a
he looks
pocket
like
protector or
yeah, he looks like a scooter or like a Skeet. Like Skeet Ulrich, Norman Reedus should be named Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah, because he kind of has a look of a guy that like sweats Mountain Dew.
Yes,
So-
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs like a Skeet or a Scoot or something like that.
But it's so the inciting incident is our lead character who has no name, which is great for me because I don't have to remember anybody's name, is on a subway train and he is talking to his girlfriend and she's insinuating, I think she says outright that she's pregnant.
Yes.
They've already, not his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. They'd broken up and she now tells him she's pregnant. She doesn't know what to do. She's in the hospital, presumably for reasons.
It makes it sound like there's a decision about, do I keep this thing or do I lose this thing?
Yeah, but I feel like that decision generally isn't made when you're already in the hospital.
Well, maybe, I don't know how it works in Japan, but I don't know if that's maybe she's in the hospital seeing the doctor and the doctor's like, guess what? You're pregnant. What do you want to do?
Yeah, that's what I took
don't
it
know.
as, but I guess I kind of assumed that like it's not a same day decision. It's not would you like fries with that. It's hey, you are pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. Would you like a nurse to talk to you about what do you do for the next 9 months, or do you want me to get the old Hoover? Like,
Yeah, I don't know,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure there's a.
It could be a 2-for-1 deal, like Groupon or something, but
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That actually probably is it. Yeah, they've got that socialized healthcare, so they probably like she went
Yeah.
in. She's like, hey, I got to pick up my ex-boyfriend's asthma inhaler because it's still under my prescription name. Also, while you're here, can you both test and suck out my pregnancy? That would be great.
it was done in that classy of a manner.
Yes. He is on the phone with her. He is being very indecisive about whether he should answer or not. I think works for the film, but there is a certain that's his ex, which is, fine. That's, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like maybe it's just because he's a very passive man and that's, that's part of the thing. I feel like maybe like a little bit of questioning, or maybe I know we've been only broken up for 2 weeks and then, okay, but I don't know how long they've been apart. So like, I feel like is it mine? Should be there. Is this you wanting to get back together? I think this question needs slightly more words in it for me to understand really the depths of the situation.
Right. And I was thinking about that because obviously, as I said, there's no plot or anything to the game. You're just going. And so they need to have some character and emotions, motivation attached to it. But I was thinking how little it actually gives you. And I think that's a good thing. Because you could have a whole opening 10 minutes of this movie. You can't get your act together. You can't make any decisions and you need to grow up or something like that really just lays out oh God, what's going to happen? Or any number of things. But I like that it drops you in. Here's this guy. We're kind of learning about him as we go. And it's more like flavor text than a real character. You know what I mean? It doesn't, it's just sort of an idea of a guy, which is fine. That's really all you need for this.
Yeah, we get enough. He says he's on his way to work for the temp job or whatever. So you're getting a real kind of I don't know what I'm doing with my life kind of late 20s kind of guy. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. obviously I'm a bit of a loser. My girlfriend broke up with me. Maybe he's not a bit of a, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of lost soul sort of situation.
His character name is Lost Man.
Yes. Yeah. So on the train, there is a woman with a baby, and the baby is crying. And this is the most unbelievable thing in this movie. And this movie does have back rooms, time loops, horrors beyond human questioning. I feel like like Japanese subways are famous for politeness etiquette. So this woman's baby's crying, and there's a man just full out screaming in her face, telling her to quiet the baby. And I'm not even saying like the man doing that. I just feel like in that society, he would be shunned a lot quicker. I mean, obviously, I don't know anything about Japanese culture, but from what I heard about Japanese culture, that's what they do. That's like famously what they do on trains.
But I mean, that could be it. Everyone's just quietly shutting him. Like, oh, can you believe this guy? Like, I couldn't possibly, because in order to shut him up, I would have to yell, and then I don't want to do that.
That's actually a good point.
But yeah, it's more just that he's doing that, yelling at this woman, and no one is helping. And I also just like how he yells, "Who brings a baby on a crowded train in the middle of rush hour?" It's like someone with a place to go. Why is that weird?
It's funny. I had this thought, and it was one of those thoughts that I immediately chastised myself for. I was on a plane and there's a baby crying, and it cried for 2 seconds. But I had the thought, who the fuck brings a baby on a plane? And I didn't have the E of plane out of my mind. Like, what the fuck thought was that? Like, yeah, someone with a fucking child, you idiot. Like, well, yeah, of course you bring, like, that was one of the dumber things that ever run through your head, Alex. You should be ashamed.
Pretty grim. But he just, because we're all in first person perspective of this guy, he just puts his ear pods back in. It's like, well, enough of that.
Just a cool young man listening to Bolero.
Listen to Bolero. Yeah. No, that's right. It was Bolero from Carmen. As we're talking about the camera thing, it does eventually, as Alex mentioned, switch over into being third person at a certain point. And technically, I think this is a very impressive movie.
First note I made on this.
Because it does these very long shots of as he's trapped, he finds himself trapped in this hallway, because it's just a hallway. Turn on one side, turn on the other side. That it follows him, these long unbroken shots. And I think, times where it's like hiding the cuts in a camera move or something, it does that very well.
It was very impressive, to the point that I was wondering if they did it. So if anybody's seen Severance, there's sequences where Adam Scott runs through the hallways for like long sequences of time. They show behind the scenes how we do it. And essentially it's just, those walls are on caster wheels. And the second he leaves, they just haul ass to the other side to like rebuild it. So it's just this constant thing. Like, is that what's happening here? Is this just like, is this an L-shaped subway set? Because them hiding cuts is way too impressive for me.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily like moving the whole set around, but I did see a clip of, in this hallway, one of the items in this hallway. There's posters on one side, some doors on the other side, some vents, just like maintenance doors, everything you'd expect to see in this kind of hallway. And there's always a guy turning a corner and walking down the hallway, carrying a phone and a briefcase. Just, he's a businessman going about his day. And I saw a behind the scenes clip of that guy having to like haul ass. Like he just leaves from behind the camera and just has to book it down to the other end to when they turn back around or do whatever. So I'm sure there was some of that behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, it's so impressive. Like, it is seamless, because there's not that like, oh, there's a black, like it cuts to it pans over like something really dark where like, oh, they just hit a cut right there. Like,
right.
There's no hidden cuts. The one thing I caught was and I may be wrong about this, but there's one scene where it's an unbroken shot where the walking man is behind the lost man, our lead character. But the lost man is standing in this perfect spot, covering like the shot is so it like you don't see the walking man's face. Mm-hmm. And when the camera went behind, I'm like, I don't think that's the right hairline. And then when the walking man came around, I'm like, oh, I think that's a body double right there. Because like the way the camera moved, you didn't have time to get there. I'm like, oh, I think that's just another guy with a similar frame.
Yeah. The majority of this movie is this guy walking down this hallway.
And the fact they make it interesting is so well done. It reminded me of, I brought it up on the show before, but not super often, but like one of my favorite zero budget movies ever. It's called The Man from Earth. And it's just a bunch of guys sitting around in a room. They're college professors and they talk to each other. It's the one that his last name is Old Man and you think it's hilarious. Yeah. Okay.
Someone else recommended that to me recently. I forget who, but yeah.
But it's zero budget, and it manages to make conversations between old, not particularly attractive people like fascinating And like, that is masterful. Like that is filmmaking. And this does that where it's like, how the fuck did you make an L-shaped hall, like that Tetris piece with 2 pieces offset 2 pieces? That's the whole set. And somehow it's like, I'm enwrapped until like, there's like a 2-minute sequence where I'm like, all right, well, you know, maybe we could get, all right, we got what's going on. Let's step it up here, people.
Yeah. And so it's this guy going through the hallway and then eventually figuring out, wait a minute, this is looping. And much like the game, the only information that he encounters is he can tell what number exit he's on, what number hallway or whatever. There's a big yellow sign that has the number at the top. And then next to it is a sign that basically says, hey, if you see these in it, like, keep your eye out. If you see anomalies, turn back, go the other way. If not, you're good to go. He's going up for a while, but then the numbers change back to 0. He's like, crap, because you missed an anomaly. The ones, as I kind of mentioned, the games can be very specific about what can change. But in this, he starts just walking down the hallway being like, okay, poster, saying what's on the poster, like art festival, judicial scrivener,
dentist, Escher, plastic surgery, judicial scrivener, something etiquette.
Subway etiquette, high-paying job.
High-paying jobs, then fire extinguisher, door, vent.
Yeah. And I think
got his ass. I would thrive in the back rooms.
And I think it's interesting because it's a walking simulator, the game that you can't do anything. You can't affect any of this stuff. He never really tries. He never really is like, hey, walking man, I'm going to shove you or something like that. He just lets the walking man go by it.
So I feel like some of it is just kind of panic.
Yeah, because I don't know that I would mess with it, because as soon as I figured out that something's wrong, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's going to happen if I touch anything. So
I'm that way with the walking man. I'm that way but like, I feel like somewhat early on, I would try to like shoulder one of the doors open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck in this loop. I've done it a bunch of times. There's these 2 doors there. I've never seen them open. I would at least give it the old college try of trying to crack that thing open. When he first gets in the loop, he sees this man that we call the walking man. When we first meet the walking man and he's just kind of walking by, you can't distract him or whatever. And then at some point, I don't know how what the inciting thing is, but he stops, turns around, and he's doing like a rictus grin smile directly in the lead character's face. And it is very disturbing, and good for that guy for being able to do that face. It's very, may I say, twisted?
Yes, it is. It is an upsetting face. And that's again, something I appreciate them carrying over from the game, is that you kind of have to escalate by virtue of just sort of the nature of this storytelling, or, trying to tell a story with this movie. But so many of the things you run into in the game are just unnerving. And there's one part where, however long you've played the game, whatever, you walk by the walking man so many times. And at one point in the game, one time when you walk by, and one of the anomalies that can happen is he'll just turn and look at you as he's walking by.
Oh, that's creepy.
And it's terrifying, because it's like, it's not all of a sudden the game is like aware of you and that horror of being known. I thought that was a little silly, because every time like that happens, the walking man is like staring at him. He's like, oh boy. And the lost man turns and runs away, and then we'll like stop and be like, oh, is he behind me? And then he's right behind you. Just go, man. Just leave.
Yeah, that part was a little silly.
But whatever. It was still, that guy had a creepy face, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I like the repetition of it. That will go to, when we get to the theory section later on, I will hopefully remember to bring that up. Given that who I am and what's become of me, I won't. But I do have a thought.
just write that down at home. And I like that they keep that uncanny terror going. A thing that's in this that's not in the game, or at least in the version I played, is that when you take the turn from the main hallway, there's a set of lockers, some garbage, and a photo booth. And at one point, when he's walking by the lockers, a baby starts crying from inside one of the lockers.
It was creepy, and he opens the locker. We don't see it. He closes it. It freaks out, and then there's a lot of babies crying in that locker, and it's kind of shaky. It's like, oh, this is some like kind of David Lynch like primal horror shit going on here.
Not showing what's in there was great.
Absolutely.
I would rather this clearly has a limited budget. They use that to their advantage in this case.
Yeah, it's a judicious use of low budget. There's another around that same time. I think maybe it's his next loop, where 7 posters that he sees, as he walks by them, the posters that have eyes on it follow his progress.
Yeah.
And that was very good. Like for a probably took a few hours of special effects, like one guy in a room just going trek, move, done, wipe my hands. Very effective because that was creepy.
Yeah, very unsettling. Like the stuff that he doesn't notice at first, particularly, I think those anomalies work the best.
On the stuff he doesn't notice front, I was looking into the movie after I was done watching, and when he's before we kind of get into like the main thrust of the plot or like whatever you want to say, like the change in the repetition.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently some of his like resets are like the lights on the ceiling differ, and that's his reset, and like he never looks up at all.
Yeah.
But going back to our conversation before about not touching, it wouldn't fucking occur to me ever to look up. 100%, I never would occur to me to look at the lights.
And these are things that happen in the game too. We're like, oh, I guess that can happen. When you finally see something, you're like, oh shit, how many times have I missed something like that? It makes stuff like that. This movie takes something like that and makes it mean something that we'll get into more, I suppose, in the theory section that you mentioned. But just that idea of you get stuck in this repetition and you don't think about it. And so you're missing all these things.
Some anomaly happens and we cut to the backstory of the Walking Man, which opens with the word hell and then fills out like the opening of Alien style to be the Walking Man.
Yeah.
Which I liked, but not subtle.
Not subtle. And part of me that I obviously like, this is the thin plot that you need to kind of stretch out to be an hour and a half. But by moving away from the main character, it really solidifies that this is a actual place. That this is not just something that this guy is experiencing, perhaps like in his mind or, spiritually or something like that. This is a real place where people are trapped.
Okay, we're going to fast forward a little bit to the theory section because we got pretty much all the cast of characters. We'll go back to the Walking Man's backstory, but in the Walking Man's backstory, there's a child.
Mm-hmm.
Alex's theory du jour, there is only one character in this film. That's him as a child. That's him as an adult that never had the child. Or that's his child. That's him if he never had the child. But I think these aren't three distinct characters. I think the Walking Man is like an abstraction of what would happen if he doesn't go on one path. Because I think the actress that plays the lady, like not that lady, but the next lady in the back rooms is the same actress that is his girlfriend when he's on the phone with her.
The actress that the kid thinks is his mom?
Yes.
I think that is a very valid theory.
In that there's like this Buddhist, like, so in Buddhism, the main thing, Four Noble Truths, everybody knows that life is suffering, yada, yada. But the way to get out of suffering is the eightfold path. And this being 8. So there's this thing called the circle of samsara, which basically you just figuring out how the fuck to stop being on Earth. Just how to stop being miserable and showing back up here and rotting and dying. And this movie being exit 8 and this circular thing of like, because the other read is like, this is trying to break like the familial, like patriarchal, like fucking up as a dad. Because when he meets the kid, he's like, the kid's like, oh, I never met my dad. And he's like, oh, me too. So it's just like this, like, oh, is that his dad or they him? Is that like, I just think that there's like the same person thing going on in some amount.
I mean, then later when he has the image of the kid as his own kid.
Yes.
It blurs that. So there's definitely some identity, some lines being merged and crossed in identity. So that's not, I think that's a fair read and would also keep it all in a much more sort of psychic state. It is terrifying that it could be a real place, but
because I like this a lot more as this being like a meditation on like what it means to become a real adult and like having a kid or raising a kid or like just like these kind of big themes and like what it means to like become into yourself, leave that suffering behind. If it's just a story about like, yeah, sometimes you go in the back rooms and weird shit happens. I'm not saying it's bad, but I like the philosophical story that I'm imagining it's telling a lot better than the, hey, look, creepy. Hey, there's in part 2, Slender Man's down there.
Well, and I think the read to that, not to jump all the way to the end, but the argument for that is the fact that when he leaves, he's like, all right, I don't need to warn anyone about this or say anything about it. It's a thing that happens and I got out. So if that happens to you, that's your problem.
Yeah, which I think that's, I don't know if that's what you're saying. But you're saying like that leads towards it is an internal, like he just,
right. Yeah.
Because he could just be an asshole, but I mean, I feel like that's the read is this was some like it may be real, but it's, it's not real in that make the right turn, and then what's his name? Domingo Coleman's going to be there, and
I think that reading can still stand. Not to get like too puzzle boxy or whatever about it, but then like who's the girl that is the Walking Man before the Walking Man? Because the Walking Man, when we're in his section, encounters this like school girl or like young woman that eventually, like, it's the same thing where she's always just walking by, and at one point she turns and starts talking to him, and things go awry.
I mean, that could easily be his mother. It doesn't have to be anything real. I just mean, like, you can insert anything. Like, that could be the younger version of his girlfriend. That could be his girlfriend's, but like, you could just easily just layer some kind of familial thing on that. Yeah.
I don't necessarily need a specific answer for that, because I think it works regardless, but.
Yes. And I'm someone, like, as somebody that watches Marvel movies and tries to find theories about why Doctor Doom's hiding the background of stuff, I'm the most plot-oriented asshole ever. I really like that. It's just like, this is vibes. It's just vibes. That's like a family. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And that's a fair amount of, I don't want to say that it's like plot doesn't matter, but I think a lot of good Japanese horror, what Japanese horror has made it over to the mainstream American side, particularly in the early 2000s, when there was that wave of stuff coming over, is that so much of it is so much more vibes than anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching the Grudge, Ju-on, The Grudge, and being like, none of this is scary, but this is so cool what's happening right now. That it's just like, I don't fully understand what's going on, but I'm enjoying every single moment of this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's doing the same thing the Lost Man is doing, the Walking Man, where he's counting the posters or whatever, and he's dragging this kid along with him. He's not interacting with the child at all. He's just like using the child as an accessory. Like, come on, you gotta, we're making good time. I'm not going to treat you as a person.
And he keeps asking the kid, do you see anything? It's almost like he's using him as like, he's using him.
Yeah, there's no familial relationship there. And then the kid sees that one of the doorknobs on the doors is in the center of the door. And the guy's Walking Man's like, come on, let's get out of here. I'm not stopping for you. And I see a staircase. I want to go up this staircase. And he does, and he disappears. Next thing you know, it's no longer the lady, it's him.
I have three points here. One, and it is a detraction on this movie, and it's a detraction on a lot of movies. Useful muteness from children is that's bullshit. That's not good writing. Because that kid talks late. Like, I get it, trauma, yada yada, but like, no, I don't like it as a plot element.
It sucks when anyone does it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Bumblebee.
No, he plays the radio. Chew, and maybe you're there with me. Maybe it's my East Coastness coming out, but like,
someone was walking here.
Yeah, I'm walking here. Like, forgetting about it. But I, as a fast walker, fast talker, East Coast kind of guy, like, let's go, rush.
Yeah.
I think I'd take my time. Like, every time I turn the corner, I would be a lot more meticulous. Like, there's no rush, buddy. Like, because if you fuck up, that's more time. Like, take your time. Every time they rushed through that room, I was getting furious at them.
Well, I think they tried to, and I do not think this was successful, other than to just sort of, well, I'll get there. But like, every time, or he has, the main character, the Lost Man, has asthma. And you'll occasionally hear him like cough and wheeze. But it really doesn't matter. It doesn't like come up in the movie as like a plot, like, oh no, he lost his inhaler or something like that. I think it is just sort of a reminder that there is a ticking clock of sorts, that he's on medicine and needs this stuff.
Sure. But we need to yell at him about that, because this is another point. Stop putting it in your fucking backpack. You keep losing your backpack. Your coat has pockets. Stop putting it in your backpack. Motherfucker, stupid Shinji. Like, I'm so...
But I think that speaks to the element of routine, though. Because for me, it's like, if I always put something in one particular place, and the one time I don't, it's gone. It is gone forever. I have no idea where it could possibly be. So this guy's got to put it in his...
famously don't have ADHD.
Oh, I did not know that.
Look at their cartoons. They're slow, meticulous, and they concentrate on one thing the whole time. That's a fine excuse. It just kept bothering me, because it's like, he like dropped his bag. It's like, dude, you can die. Like, put it in your fucking pocket, bro.
I mean, I don't know, excuse is the word I'd use, but I understand that I don't know that it was necessarily that purposeful, but that's what I took out of it. That it's just...
excuse is the wrong word. I just mean, in a light, like, there's movies where like, oh man, my EpiPen's back in the car. No, it isn't. No, that's not the way that you're not hiking an hour without I'm sorry.
Right.
No one does it. That's not what that is the writer wanted some drama here.
Yeah. And I'm honestly glad that they didn't lean into it more. That they didn't be like, oh, I'm almost out of juice. I got to get out of here.
Yes, I was waiting for that, and they didn't do it, which was very nice. Yeah. So the third thing I was going to bring up is that at the end of that sequence, there's this, it says exit 8, and there's steps going outside. And it's like, oh, I'm finally leaving outside. Maybe he's just dumb. Bro, there's a sign saying any anomaly turn around.
Yeah.
You haven't made it to the 7th floor. That the kid is trying to drag you back. That's not the way out. That just he could just be a dumb person, but that like maybe I'm supposed to be annoyed, but that was really irritating.
Yeah, well, it's just that, hey, don't go in that room. The killer's behind the door.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I'm doing that. Yeah, I don't watch enough horror. Right?
but it's true because I mean it is like he just gets in there. He's like, we don't know how long he's been in there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
so that he could have forever, this like, oh my God, it's something. Because in the game, I've done that because the stairs might show up early, but I'll just be like, I just want to see what happens because it's not really happening. It's a video game. In real life, I don't know if I would make that same choice.
I feel like in the game it's slightly lower stakes.
Yeah. Which is, I think, some of the other thing of like trying to think of it, not think about the game too much while watching the movie is that in the game, it's like you have that disconnect. You know that I can do nothing but walk. And so when he's reacting a little bit different to some things, you kind of go, yeah, that would actually be probably a more realistic depiction than just, okay, there's something creepy happening over here, but I got to go look at these posters right now.
Yes.
I got to figure out about judicial scriveners.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that's the sequel. The other thing, apparently there is a cutscene that answers my question, but the fact that no one really investigated that photo booth. Like, I think I didn't read the whole description of the cutscene because it was kind of vague, but because he said, oh, it might be in the director's cut, but like, apparently there was some very dark and the guy cut it because it was too dark. Like pictures in the photo booth or whatever. And like, because every time they walk by them, I'm like, oh, there was such there's such good opportunity for terrible things to happen in there.
Yeah, something creepy, like just photos of yourself or something like that, like something upsetting.
Yeah, just Jared from Subway giving a big thumbs up.
Yeah. Why am I sitting on Jeffrey Epstein's lap?
Yeah, what the fuck? Oh God. This is the island, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got
God.
On the island, he had that weird tiling that, oh no, it was Shinjuku Station all along.
Yeah. You come out and it's like, it's him. And he's got a couple of margaritas. He's like, you made it, buddy. Hooray, I escaped. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Fuck. I wonder where that walking guy is. He seemed pretty cool.
he seemed way cooler.
Oh, in the Walking Man sequence, there's a girl there, which you mentioned, but she references that there used to be an old man walking through. So like this sequence is repeated and repeated. And then at some point she kind of just glitches out and starts talking in the Walking Man's voice / kind of robotic.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. But that's the spot where, how do I word this? I like it a lot in a different movie.
Sure.
It just felt it was a little like, no, that's not the vibe I'm getting from this movie. Isn't that
right? It felt like this was in danger of becoming a regular movie for a lack of a better, more elegant way to describe that.
And this is me because I've wasted a lot of my life watching bad movies. It evoked the live action Ghost in the Shell to me.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's just like this,
I can see that
stolid, weird, glitchy voice coming out of like an attractive, like young, like it just, and they're completely still. It just like had this like, oh, I don't like this at all. Like it's almost like her face was going to open or something.
Right. Or like in an anime, this could have worked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But why would I reference anime? I have to reference the terrible white people version of an anime.
That's true.
It's me after all. By the way, last weekend I watched the director's cut of Daredevil with my girlfriend.
Was this your suggestion?
She had never seen Daredevil before. I had watched both versions. I hated the original. I remember watching the director's cut and saying, that is so much better than the original.
Okay.
What I had forgotten, because there's a lot of good superhero movies that have happened since then, it being better than the original doesn't mean it ever approached good, which I forgot.
Right.
So watching it, obviously it's dog shit. And she's like, this is dog shit. And I think it's quite longer. And I like apologize because I'm like, this is the better version. I just forgot it's still really bad. Because as I'm watching, I'm like, oh no, this is still shit. It's just like less shit.
Right.
And it was, anyway, so yes, I waste my life watching garbage.
Well, big ups to Carrie for sitting through it.
It was her idea to watch it. It's my fault for getting the director's cut.
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like, it's kind of a Sophie's choice there. Like it wasn't going to be good either way.
Like I went out of my way to get it. if this is on me, like, I appreciate you trying to get me off the hook here, but no, this is all on me.
No, I think you should go to jail.
Yeah, I've led my life wrong.
Hey, speaking of which, you can hear us do more of that on the Patreon, where we watch Black Mamba.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. That's a whole vibe. Yeah. And coming up soon, the new Glenn Danzig movie, once he makes it.
Yes. But yeah, so the walking man gets got by the station, by the exit.
When he gets got, this is pure theory craft here. Is it like, because the lead character, the Lost Man, says he's no longer a human. Is that kind of your vibe too? It's like, now it's like his soul's gone. Now he's literally just like a ghost or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever it is, like this thing, whether it's like getting lost in the routine of life or the drudgery of life and losing your humanity that way, whether it is a specific location that's evil and does this to people. He is just a part of the tableau of this thing now. Yeah,
which I like. I like this idea. And yeah, so when we wrap his part up, we cut to the boy and find out his epic backstory, which is he found that walking guy and then he found the new guy.
Yeah, he fell down at one point. So he has a very disgusting scar on his face.
Yeah. But it turns out that because the Lost Man, our lead character, has much more empathy than the walking man, and I think because his mind is in the eye of fatherhood and feeling bad about ignoring that child on the train, he's much more open to listening to this mute child. Mm-hmm. And the boy points out things to him, like the 8 is upside down on the sign at one point. I think he even points out that the Escher poster wasn't different, like he had just kind of imagined it. Yeah.
Yes, no, I was just about to talk about that, because at one point there's a poster of an MC Escher painting that's ants crawling along a figure 8. This Mobius strip figure 8, which symbolism. But the guy's like, no, something's weird here. I like that, because just having played the game, your times I'm like, wait, no, this is it. There's something weird here. Like that dog, because all the posters are still in Japanese. So you're like, I can't necessarily, there's some English words, but you're like, no. I think that judicial scrivener was over there. And no, you just got too much in your own head about it. And I like that they at least acknowledged that, because if your core tenet of the thing is kind of like, hey, stop and smell the roses, like don't just get locked in this routine of life. Also, don't lose your mind doing that.
Yes.
Because you can just over-examine everything and be like, I'm not sure, I don't know. Because I also like that the movie, in this modern age, we have to constantly, in movies, find ways for people to not use cell phones. And I liked the way it did it, where he does the first thing anyone would probably do now, which is take photos of everything and be like, all right, I'm going to remember how this look. I'm going to do that. Take a photo of these doors, whatever. So I'll just have that. And when he turns the corner, they're all like screwed up and weird.
Very cool.
And yeah, that was very creepy, because it feels like this invasion of privacy. Someone that lives on their phone, this invasion of privacy. It's like, how did you do that to my phone? That is an attack on me.
The Escher painting part, and this is not a distraction on the film, but like that's the only spot that I like felt the video game, it kind of in a good way. I felt me being annoyed at the video game, where I would do exactly that, where I'd be staring at the poster for so long. I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure last time those ants were facing the, like, just make up something different and fuck my whole run. Yeah.
You start to see the contours of like, okay, they're not going to get this granular with it. Or like, that's never going to be an issue over here. Like, I don't think the times of open and close are going to change. You know, you go through enough, but that Escher painting is not actually in the game. There is one, and I think it's the one that he calls out for the judicial scrivener, which is some sort of legal, helps you do real estate deals or a lot of like more legal paperwork stuff. I had to look it up because I'm like, that just sounds, I like that title.
Oh, is that what I was guessing? It was like a notary public.
That's what I guess too, but it is a specific title in places like Japan and in South Korea and things like that.
But like they actually do the writing, like it's more like they write contracts in abstractly.
I looked it up and it didn't say notary public, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
that's as far as I got.
Obviously, I didn't think that like it's the exact same thing and they just have a different word for it. I mean, like that broadly, it's like that guy. Yeah.
No, see, I did. I thought it was exact. Like, okay, that's just what they call notary.
Oh,
publics.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The poster for that is very busy, and so I'd spent a lot of time staring at that to no avail.
Very very small aside. We play a lot of YouTube trivia, like movie trivia, and we've learned the ones that aren't going to fuck you by being part 2 or part 3. unless it's obvious. And because it gets like, so like if it's a 90s one, like I've gotten Alien 3 right so many times when the other people in the room didn't, because like, no, it's the only one, like it's the only one with Sigourney Weaver from the 90s. So I got the, like, I don't even have to recognize that at all. Sigourney Weaver, like in a pod, it's got to be 3.
Yeah. I love that with any kind of like a trivia game or things like that, where you can kind of just, it's the context clues more than the actual information.
Yeah.
Like you can feel like a genius playing Jeopardy. And then you realize that the clue was the dumbest thing ever. It'll be like this 19th century guy that invented plastic shares the same name with this late night host who hosted the Tonight Show.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, it's like, oh yeah, Johnny. Johnny Plastic. Right. That's correct.
Yeah, if you ever get bored, go on YouTube. There's a collection of stupid Jeopardy answers or stupid Jeopardy questions. And it's very fun because it was actually a category called stupid answers. And it's like most of the time the answer was in the question, or like you just took the first syllable for one part and the second syllable it's there. And it's very fun watching very smart people overthink it, because they'll get one wrong every now and again. And the person next to them will be like, just like put the one syllable in front of the other, like just switch the syllable order. And then, no, that's right. And it's quite fun.
This guy is like that, where he's just overthinking everything. Got it.
Very much understand.
having that stupid kid that may not even be able to, no, he can read because he reads this sign, is like, nah, we don't know how long that kid's been down here, provided the kid is real and is, because the kid says that he's down there because he ran away from his mom and he wanted his mom to find him. He was mad at his mom. And so he's like, well, I'm going to get lost and have my mom have to find me. In
that conversation, as part of my, they're the same person, or he's his son, or some kind of thing like that. Because he says, "Oh, is your mom terrible or something like that?" And he says, "Only when she's bad." He's like, "Yeah, I guess that's universal. My mom was like that too."
Yeah, is your mom scary?
Scary. That's it.
Yeah.
And then, but he's like, "What about your dad?" He's like, "I never met my dad." Oh, I never met my dad either. So there's this like one-to-one overlay between the two of them that's way too coincidental. And then when we get, I mean, it's not that much further in the story. The little boy gives him a tiny shell, like a, what do you call a mini conch shell? Like a nautilus looking thing.
A seashell.
No, but like the specific term, the one that's got the spinny kind of, because it's representation of infinity, like the nautilus shape where it spins.
Seashell.
Works into itself. No, but there's a specific one, like when Sally was selling seashells down by the seashore, what a silly thing to do. It's not like she's just selling one thing. There was an array of seashells.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying to find out the specific one.
I don't know.
Oh, you're saying like it's A, B, C, D, E, F, and it's subsection C shell.
Sure.
So anyway,
it's a seashell.
He hands him a Maurice.
Woo woo.
Gangster love, etc. There's a sequence where a flood comes into the subway station, and our lost man holds up the child up to a sign to save him, and that's like this epic thing. And in that, there's a dream sequence / cutaway / whatever of lead character on the beach standing next to his presumably wife and his kids playing in the surf. The wife is the same person that played that child's mother in a cutaway earlier. Like an anomaly tried to be his mom, and the lost man had to pull the child away. In that scene, the child is the child from the subway. He finds the seashell, and the wife says, "Oh, it's for luck," and it gives it to him in this weird cyclical, Mobius strip kind of thing, which just goes back to the everything is piled in on top of itself thing of like, is that his dad? Is that him trying to overcome whatever his dad to him, or his dad not being there when he's growing up? Like, is it like trying to stop generational trauma, or is it time travel? If it's time travel, fuck you. But whatever. Is it Buddhism? I'm saying it's Buddhism.
Yeah, no, I think there's something to it there, because it's like then it's his kid, but if it's his kid and he hasn't had it yet, whatever. So it does just raise a lot of questions rather than trying to give you an explanation.
Yeah. And it's done well. Yeah.
A couple things about the huge flood is that isn't something that does happen, although it's less severe and you can just turn and walk away. Boy, that guy has seen The Shining, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Because that is the blood coming out of the elevator 1-to-1. Although it is, I mean, this thing has like Kubrick elements to it. If you speaking of The Shining, because it is like this weird maze of paths, and then some of the framing, and also just a complete brightly lit nightmare.
When trying to come up with the opening to this episode, the "Hey John, do you know what I hate" thing, my first thought was trying to fit room 237 into it. because I feel like this is so like rife with room 237ness of like what can be read from this, from like the literalist people that don't understand film to the people that want to view it from like a religious setting, people want to view it from like a multi-dimensional setting, and like I could see people being so hyper focused and get room 237 about it. But then I realized like no one's seen that. Like fewer people would understand that reference than my fucking awful Exit 8 thing.
A good way to approach any movie is to think, what is the filmmaker apologizing for? That is a good way to any media, book, music, whatever. I
like to be slightly more specific as I go in order. So I go, is he apologizing for the Holocaust? Is he apologizing for the slaughter of the Native Americans? Or is this a layered metaphor for Me Too? And then I pay attention to what's in the book, movie, or song.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is like, those are all real things that happen. Whereas I like to go like, well, what crazy conspiracy theory is he admitting he's a part of? So like the moon landing, which obviously didn't happen, COVID-19, which was a complete
I got you. Yeah. I forgot the moon landing was in 237. The one I was focused on is because Calumet baking powder is down there. The movie's about the genocide of Indigenous Americans.
Which,
like, I mean, that is a fucking stretch.
Again, like the movie, Exit 8 barely touches on it, but just that idea of getting too lost in it. Of just getting too like obsessed about, well, what does this mean? And is this okay? That you can lose it that way. But my other issue with that scene, for as technically very impressive as this movie is, I really don't like the way that was done, because so the water is obviously like CG. That's fine, whatever. That's not what bothers me. But they get washed away because he's trying to run away. The kid gets left behind, and he turns around and tries to save the kid. Water comes through. He gets washed away, but he grabs the kid. They had that weird dream sequence that you were describing, and then it cuts back, and he's got the kid. He's placed the kid on top of the Exit 8 sign to keep him out of the water. And just the way that it's shot, it's so like tight, and just camera is low pointing up at them, which again, like for a low budget thing, you're trying to cut costs, and you can't flood this whole thing repeatedly to do multiple takes, but it really lost the epicness of that moment to me, because you're not in this wide shot. You're not seeing him fight against this giant wave. You're just seeing some guy shoved into a corner as they're throwing water at. I just feel like that lessens the power of that whole moment.
Agreed. Piling on there. And I'm not trying to be like cinema sins here, but there's a massive wave going through there. He's holding onto that child's arm, and it keeps him in place at one point. That's just that kid would be pulled out. His arm would be dislocated. I just mean from it took me out of the scene of like, it can't work that way. Like that is not how physics, like it just, but it makes up for it that the continuation of that scene, they turn the corner and all the wave like detritus stops in a dead straight line. It doesn't like spread out. It just stops completely hard line. Like there's a force shield there, which I'm like, okay, that's dope. Like that a lot. Yeah.
So he gets washed away. Then you're just with the kid, and the kid is like, oh man, this is crazy. All right, bye. And just like leaves. He doesn't wait around for the guy at all.
That's the thing about the kid is like, how long has he been there? Kind of thing.
And then it cuts to like, cause the kid leaves, and then it just stays on that view of the hallway, and you hear some squishing, and the guy comes through, and the coughing, and he carries on. And I like that it wasn't, cause it really makes it seem like that the kid is like, okay, well now I've joined up with this kid. It's smooth sailing here because we're looking at all this stuff, and I've grown as a guy, but then that all gets washed away. That there's still that doubt present with him. So he goes through, and eventually like he makes it.
Yeah. So there's this, sorry, not to jump. There's a really great tiny little thing that like I was enamored with. He sees the sign for Exit 8, as we've seen 100 times in this movie, which is an arrow pointing forward. When he gets to Exit 8, an arrow pointing down because there's steps descending. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't know what this means. Like just those 2 hours just juxtaposed against each other. I'm like, oh, that's fucking brilliant. That is like, that cost $4 to make and wowed me. That's so good.
And he goes down, and he's back in the subway.
Yeah, slowly but surely, like more people start walking by him, and more people, and like he's like from the liminal space to the whatever non-liminal, supraliminal.
But even the real space is extremely weird, because it is just like all these black suited salary men just crowding through the place.
That might just be because we're not from there. I feel like that's just like regular ass Tokyo.
Yeah,
shit.
but it's still. But I think that speaks to the whole thing of just that
Facts,
that routine element of it. And I don't know why this thing. He stops to get a drink of water because he's been there for a while and needs some water. And just the fact that the vending machines have like, oh, are you done with your bottle? Put the bottle in the recycling thing here.
I thought so. And how like more smoothly the kind of tap to pay. Like it's just like there's no fucking around. There's no unlocking, stare at your face, type in a thing, just like this. It's such a smoother interface.
Yeah.
And it's like that Japan lives in the future while being in the past, where it's like that is so smooth. And then you have to go home and you have your individual wax seal. You need to be a citizen, and most government stuff is by fax. We're just like, what is fucking with this guy?
But he calls his girlfriend and has a very stilted conversation about how she's at the hospital, and because they've been cut out, he was cut off before, lost signal, and he's like, I'll be there. I'm coming to the hospital. Gets on the train, and oh my god, it's the same thing is happening again. He's hearing the guy yell at the woman with the kid. And I like that moment because it spends a long time. It's just him looking at the camera, because he's looking out the door of the train. Of that moment of realization that I'm not out, that I may be like out of this liminal space, but like I'm trapped in this routine. This is like my life has trapped me. This is this society, man, that we're all stuck in this. And then it ends with him on that tight shot. His eyes are watering, seems like he's about to cry, and then he turns like he's gonna go like be like, hey, shut up, that guy, and then the movie ends. So he becomes the Joker.
Yeah. I like that as a like both as a like this is the Buddhist thing of like, okay, you've shed desire, you shed attachment. Like so that's that. And also just I like if you want to read this from like a therapeutic thing of like when you have a breakthrough of like you finally actually break through. It's never like, I feel relieved. It's usually ugly crying. And then like 3 weeks later, like, oh, I guess that might be a little gone now. And that's kind of what he did. Like, cause we're staring at him and it's like, you were 50-50 whether this movie's going to end with him going back in the loop immediately. Like he puts his headphone in like at the beginning of the movie, but him weeping is like, is he crying cause he can't break through?
Right.
Is this like, I'm just going to be my dad again. Like I'm going to have a kid and just repeat the cycle. And it's just waits that perfect amount of time. And it's like as much as I don't like this, well, it's not that I hate the movie, but it's like the ending of Inception where the top is spinning. And it's that perfect cut where like, it's better in this movie where it's like, you see him walking to the left and you're like, oh, he made this, it's there. But it's that like this thing of like this very momentous thing that's cut with like, it's like 2 microseconds, but it like resolves everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, it could also be he's turning and be like, yeah, shut that baby up. And then
there is nothing I would like better in this universe than if they did on set, you know, like, let's try to get loose. Let's just get ourselves in a place. Like, let's just get our voices clean. They just do one take where that's what he does. Like, just as a total outtake. It's never meant to be in a film. It never got color graded. No, just literally just go, shut that fucking baby up. It'd be very funny.
As it gets to that final stretch, you kind of talk about like, well, I can kind of see where this is going. And while it does do some neat kind of sidestepping emotionally, I had kind of lost my love for the movie. I think it kind of overstays its welcome a bit. But it's still impressive that you got an hour and a half out of a hallway. And if my thing is like I wasn't as into it as I was at the beginning, good job. Yeah,
it's super impressive either way. For me, like the second the kind of Nautilus shell, you realize it's either his kid or like you realize the whole familial thing. Just a couple minutes where I was like, okay, let's get to the end here. Like this is the major point. I now know what this movie is. And it doesn't take too long. It's not like staring at his toes. We don't go through another loop. Like it's quick enough, but I do somewhat wish it was like a little peppier there. Cause it didn't lose me, but I think I had the thought of like, we've done it. Let's get going here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's almost an advantage though, for not like really making him a more like fully fleshed out character that we know from the beginning. It's because it just gives you these little moments to try to pick from, like you said, where he's like, yeah, my dad wasn't around too. Oh, maybe that kid's the dad, because then you're still able to carry that mystery through a bit rather than just like, oh, I understand what's happening now emotionally, so now I don't care. You know what I mean? Like that, okay, now he's met the kid. Oh, he's grown up as a human being. There's still like some questions about, is that his kid? Is that a metaphorical kid? Is that an actual child in here? It just, it leaves you less of a foothold, which I think is helpful.
Yeah, I would have been fairly disappointed to very disappointed if this movie. I wouldn't even go any further than that. I would take back most positive things I said about this movie if they gave me a definitive answer at the end. Like like what this movie did was really impressive for what it is, and to kind of I don't know, like
yeah.
Just stab me in the back at the end of just like, nope, here's exactly what happened. Because there's one of the things I like to do with movies is go on Reddit and read the discussions about them. And not because I want to get like insight, is I like reading what fucking morons with no media literacy think about movies, where all they want is the right answer. All they want is a plot going A to B. And I didn't do it for this movie, but I feel like there's going to be some juicy fucking morons talking about this thing.
Yeah. And thanks for listening, by the way.
We appreciate you guys. We love a juicy moron. Yeah. Hey, go to Patreon, look for John Alex Hate Stuff, sign up, give us your money. Because, hey, every time you sign up for John Alex Hate Stuff, we give you more money back. Hey, dummy. Yeah. You sign up for $5, I'll give you $10. That's the way it works, you fucking idiot.
Join the juicy moron tier.
Yeah. Hey, all you have to do is you get 3 of your friends to sign up and you pay us for 2, because then you're still getting 1. Everybody does it. It's great. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's an upside down triangle.
It's a funnel. But that makes me think of, there was a local movie. This is years and years ago. There's a local movie that was showing at the Long Bow Film Festival, which is a now long defunct film festival here in Portland. But there was a movie made by a local filmmaker that me and a bunch of my friends saw, and we were chatting about it afterwards. And it was a little surreal, and we had some like, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? And one of my friends was like, well, she's the thing is the wife is a ghost. And we're like, what? That's the fucking dumbest thing. What are you talking about? That's so stupid. And then I ended up like talking to the filmmaker about it, and he was like, well, because the wife's a ghost. I'm like, what? No, really? I was so furious. But he was right.
No, there's nothing worse than when your dumb friend has the idea and it turns out it's right.
What would have been upsetting is, again, and I'm just getting mad at a movie that doesn't exist, that I made up entirely in my head, but just doing a more sort of classic 80s version of this, where the guy is, oh, I'm stuck on a dead end job and my girlfriend and stuff. Then he gets caught in that. Movie ends with him getting off the subway platform, but his boss is coming down and he's like, hey, how do I get to so-and-so? It's like, well, just go through that hallway there. And then he gets his boss trapped in the exit 8 thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, because then his boss like, hey, I just found the coolest new thing for the company. This is going to earn us all of the revenue, and then it's like a Ghost of Christmas Past kind of thing.
Right. And then he learns nothing and just violently gets his boss trapped in
which is, I think, one of the better aspects of this movie is that at the end, I think it's equally valid, and I like the movie better this way, but like if the movie ended with him just putting the headphones in and ignoring the baby again, I would find it frustrating, but in that's a really good movie way.
Yeah, That's just upsetting of like, that's life, I guess. Like I had this realization that I'm a piece of shit and that I'm trapped in this forever, but I don't know what to do about it. Not satisfying, but honest in a way, I guess. But I'm glad it didn't go that way.
I think pretty clearly, I hard recommend. This movie surprised me for a movie that's supposed to suck, essentially. Like when it comes down to it, this movie has no right to be this good. I didn't play the video game, but like it's just well done. Good job, guys. Proud of you. So, in the past 2 weeks, have you ingested, imbibed, or otherwise prefixed something that you'd like to tell the audience about?
A few things. It was the recording, as we were recording this on Thursday, June 18th. June 17th was Lucio Fulci's birthday, Italian horror maestro, and just made all kinds of schlocky, awful movies that I really enjoy. But his birthday was yesterday, and so to celebrate, I watched Warriors of the Year 2072. Like, I'm more of a fan of his Apocalypse trilogy, the City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and House by the Cemetery. And it's a, like, dystopian future where there's blood sports. It's got such a great vibe to it. Like there's a part where these people in this UFO, it's just how you get around, I guess. This UFO are traveling across the city, and it's so obviously miniatures, but it's so cool to watch. Like it's just a cardboard diorama someone made, but I love it. It's so amazing. But the movie itself is not that great.
Fred Williamson is in it.
Yes, Fred Williamson is in it. Yeah,
who we love. Yeah.
I've
never even heard of this.
Yeah. I had, because I was just trying to watch a Fulci I hadn't seen before, and then I watched. Speaking of movies that are like the Backrooms that are out currently, that are getting some notoriety. Furious is out currently. New martial arts action movie I have not watched yet, but a lot of some critics and people I follow online have been very excited for it and have like, oh, if you like what you've seen in the Furious, check out these other movies. I'm not a big action aficionado. I don't know a lot about him, but so I watched Hydra, which was directed by a guy who did a bunch of the stunts for Furious. It wasn't good, but the action scenes, the martial arts fight scenes are amazing. It's kind of like the John Wick, like where you get in like super close and it's just a lot of kind of scrambling around, rather than like choreographed.
Yeah.
More like the classic Shaw Brothers 70s era kung fu stuff. That was good. And then Killzone, I recommend. It's with Donnie Yen, who is the blind Jedi in Rogue One.
Yeah.
And that's just more of your kind of your standard boilerplate, cops versus criminals action movie. But Sammo Hung, who is another great martial artist, he's the bad guy in it, and he has an awesome tiny ponytail. So,
oh fuck yeah,
and neither of those were great, but I liked them. I had fun watching it. When the action scenes were happening, they were a lot of fun.
Sammo Hung was called the Fat something.
Guy. Oh, I don't know.
No, like he was like there's like Jackie Chan calling there. He was like the. Oh, he had a nickname like the Fat or the something.
The Fat Dragon? Is
that it?
Well, he's in a movie called Enter the Fat Dragon.
Oh, that might be it. I remember he had a nickname during the kind of early Jackie Chan days that he was like the Fat Samurai or something like that. But because he was like this over heavy set guy that moves better than any human you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, which I've seen some clips. Apparently, if you Everything Everywhere All at Once, the guy in an early fight scene that like jumps on the butt plug. I forget his name right now.
Yes.
But he's I guess amazing in the Furious. And someone
really?
shared some videos of him like training, and that guy he's a big dude, but he's so lightning fast. And
I think when that movie came, maybe we even talked about it on the show. I think we talked about, at some point I looked into that man for some reason, and in my life, the reason that would happen is you told me about it. So
yeah. How about you? You watch anything?
Very quickly, in my watching old Disney stuff I'd never seen before, I watched Hercules, the 1998-ish, 1996, somewhere like that, which I really like the movie a lot. It was Danny DeVito plays this like he's like a satyr, a goat-like guy trainer, like super fun. But the throughput, like interstitial, whatever, is it opens with like these four kind of muses singing on a Grecian urn, but they're singing in American gospel style, which this is so stupid, but it's like the anachronism annoyed me because like the opening song, the refrain is, and that's the gospel truth. That's like so far away from I know it's stupid, but it's like that being like the opening thing. I just felt like unentrenched of like what, like one gospel I could get beyond. And the songs were, at least their songs, chew a song pretty crap, which I tend to, Disney stuff is usually pretty good, but like, oof, not great. But other than that, I enjoyed the movie. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was great in it.
Yeah. You don't hear a lot of references to the music from Hercules.
There's a couple of songs that are pretty good, but like, it's the gospel thing just didn't work. I don't know what they're thinking. And I'm not even just trying to be like, oh, it's not from there. It just stuck out really badly. Because the rest of it is like, they do like really fun, like Greek jokes. Like one point they said, it's the best thing since they put a pocket in a pita instead of the best thing since sliced bread. I'm like, right. That's a great, like a 60-year-old Jewish guy from New York wrote that joke for this movie. And I fucking love it. But my full recommendation is, I have not watched episode 3 yet, but I've been watching HBO. Episode 3 just came out on Monday. Bring Me the Beauties, a model cult.
Oh, I just saw like the promo for that.
So not going to give much away about it because it's amazing. But one of the models in the cult was like this giant model from the 80s. And when they started showing his headshots, because I was alive in that time, I went, oh, I know that guy. Like that guy was a part of my formative years. Like I know that man's face so well. And it was a very like Proustian moment, like I spelled the battle out. I looked at this man's face like I'd never thought about him. I never thought about him at the time. I'd never knew his name, but like I've seen that man tens of thousands of times in my life. But it's a really well done documentary. It's like 1980s New York. This kind of cult leader, spiritual guy, and a cult in a way that you're not really expecting. Just gets a bunch of like incredibly attractive people around him, and he teaches them New Age stuff, and it's super good. I haven't watched episode 3, so maybe some massive revelations happen, and I apologize if really dark shit happens and I'm talking, but
I'm just gonna stop here. Things are going well. I'm sure it ended up fine.
Well, no, it was out Monday, and I'm watching it with Carrie, and we didn't have a chance to watch it, so I can't watch it. Yeah,
I'm always iffy about getting into one of those things until they're over, but I might check that out.
I can't imagine they don't land, because the way they end episode 2, I can't imagine they don't land this. It's real solid.
Nice.
John, I have something to tell you about what we're going to do in 2 weeks.
Okay, that's good.
Have you ever looked deep into your soul and said, Alex?
No.
Well, like you look deep in your soul, then talk to me.
Oh, okay.
I kind of skipped a step there. You look deep in your soul and said, Alex, I have something to tell you. It's been a while since you alienated the audience by saying, well, in the book 16,000 times.
You know what, though? I'm on board, because between this going, oh my God, well, in the game, and then fucking V for Vendetta going, well, in the book. So yeah, no, it's
about my turn.
Yes.
So I'm going to dust off my Martian pants and talk about a different Andy Weir book that I've read 1,500 times. And we're going to do Project Hail Mary by Lord and Miller, the people that wrote the Lego movies. They're fun, whatever. Things based on an Andy Weir book, incredibly popular. My one warning for y'all is even if you're one of those people that think you don't care about things being spoiled, if you don't know anything about it going in, or you don't know much, do not spoil it. I think going in clean is exponentially better experience. And if you have 2 TVs in your house, one is giant with a good sound system, and the other one's in the room you're in, and you don't feel like walking, walk to the big TV, because it's beautiful in some spots. Yeah,
I like walking to big TVs.
Well, I had the thought, well, it doesn't matter, get it to that option is available to me in a place I hang out sometimes. And I realized that my normal thoughts are, oh no, I can word it this way. Normally I don't care watching it on a TV. Like my TV at home is pretty good. And I saw it in the theater. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm thankful I saw this in the theater. Because boy, there's some pretty scenes in there.
Yeah, like which I just saw, the new Nicholas Winding Refn movie is coming out soon. And I don't think I've ever seen, outside of Drive, I don't think I've ever seen one of his movies in a theater. And I'm like, man, I gotta fix that.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, Nicholas Winding Refn is Drive?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't think I ever put those two facts together.
Yeah, speaking of Ryan Gosling.
Oh, that's crazy. No, anyway. Yeah, so Project Hail Mary, and we will see you in a fortnight.
Goodbye.
Good evening.